Jill? Where's Bernadette? Here we go. Morning, my name is Ron Tagg. I'm going to talk to you this morning a little bit about Martin County Skywarn, and following me will be Wayne Burkett, who's going to talk to you, give you some more in-depth information about Skywarn and what goes on up in St. Lucie and Indian River counties. Let me get this on full screen. Right here. Here we go. There's my email address. I'm sitting in today for Dave Smith. Dave is our coordinator here in Martin County. We work closely with him, and he sets protocol and works on the ham radio nets, and we help out by arranging some of the Skywarn spotter training classes. So this information is also back on our table in the back right there. If you need to contact me in the future. Briefly, what Skywarn is, it's a volunteer organization. This was set up back in the 60s between the Amateur Radio Relay League, the ham groups of National Ham Group, and the National Weather Service in an effort to provide timely reporting of severe weather to the National Weather Service so they can put out timely warnings out to the public. So there's several 100,000 volunteers nationwide, and we perform that job here in Martin County. As a lot of you know, the weather radar that they use shoots in a straight line, and due to Earth curvature, you can't necessarily see what's going on in the ground. So we like to think that we're the eyes and ears of the National Weather Service down at ground level. We make calls to them after the training class, and we learn what severe weather to report, what not to report. We can make calls to them when we witness that. And in some cases, if they have our home address and phone number, they call us to do some checks, and that's happened on occasion. Programs open to the public. It's initially set up for hams and professionals, and now it's been opened up to the public. So we hope that anybody that's interested in weather watching can come out to our upcoming class. We have a class scheduled for August 27th. It's about a month away. That'll be at the Martin County Emergency Operations Center here off of Monterey Road. It's in the jail sheriff's office complex there at the Holt Center, kind of opposite the Napa store there on Monterey. So we have flyers in the back on the table that you can pick up on your way out if you like, and certainly invite you to come to that. It's scheduled for 10 till noon on that Saturday. With Skywarn, we do some training things. The program about 12 years ago instituted a Skywarn Recognition Day, and it's kind of a mix between Skywarn spotters and ham radio. Excuse me. Those events are usually done at the National Weather Service headquarters in Melbourne. Back in 2008, we here in Martin County decided to do a special event station, a ham radio special event station. And we conducted that, sharing weather information with other radio contacts throughout the nation. We've done it at my house. This is a log, contacts log. I'm not going to go through all this. It was just interesting in the month of December of 08 to a nice warm weather that we had, getting information from Chicago and other places where we were having winter storm warnings. And I talked to a lady in Honolulu, Connie, was sharing her weather information, and then was going to go out and do some surfing later, so that was kind of a fun event. These are some of the radios that we had set up for that event in my house. The radio on the left and power supply tuner on the right. The close-up of one of the radios. You're going to hear a lot more about amateur radio in one of the upcoming presentations. I had a couple of helpers that came by. This is one of the antennas we use to talk from my house here in Martin County up to the National Weather Service up in Melbourne. More operations. These spotters were on Echolink. This is a method of radio and internet connection. This is a high-frequency shortwave homemade antenna. One of our operators switching gears a little bit, this is myself in 2010, last year's December event up at Melbourne at the National Weather Service Center. I was working incoling for that event. Ray Jaworski and others participated in that. It's a fun event. Within our spotter community, we're sort of a small side group within the amateur radio community. We have monthly meetings. It's part of a social gathering. We meet at one of the local restaurants, chat about weather, share weather websites, talk about current weather conditions, whether we're in a drought or rainy season or tropical systems approaching, and then chat a little bit about ham radio and then get to the main event, which is the meal. In all of our spotting work that we do, we try to get pictures. This was a picture taken by a friend of one of our spotters. Kind of difficult to see, but in the upper right corner there's a funnel cloud. This was taken up in St. Lucie County earlier this year. We have made many reports over the years. One of our spotters on his way home from work encountered high damaging winds, and that got called in. Back in March of '08, I had some pretty significant hail at my house. I called that in. Turns out that storm tracked east from Tropical Farm, where I live, over to Witham Airfield and did some damage over there. But the National Weather Service got out some very timely warnings on that event. And that's why we're here to support them. And there's been calls where they call us at our house to check on things. One event, one of our spotters was called and looked outside, nothing was happening, and 2 minutes later there was major hail at her house. And we were able to communicate that back to the National Weather Service. And there's been lots of other phone calls. We also provide weather during hurricane activations. There was one event several years back, one of the hurricanes the activation was made at Indiantown, one of the shelters out there. The Red Cross shelter in Indiantown, Warfield Elementary, was open, and there was a tornado warning set for Indiantown, so we got that information to the ham operator who was working that shelter. That person got the information to the Red Cross shelter manager, who then was able to go out and pull in all the folks that were standing outside the doors smoking to get them in away from the tornado threat. So that's one case for that kind of communication works. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, where the class is coming up, we do hope you can make it out to the spotter training class if you can. Does anyone have questions? There's the class again. Again, there's flyers back there on the table. Next up, we have Wayne Burkett, who's going to talk to you, give you some more details about Skywarn and let you know what's going on up in St. Lucie and the Need River and the regional group that he's put together. That is a good regional organization where we can share weather spotting tips and training and procedures. Wayne?